Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here in Overall Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. It is year 2, day 32 for EDSS in the Realm Reborn. And last time we were able to successfully clear a patch 2.2 dungeon known as the... What, that's the Mage Princess? Wow, that is quite the crazy Rogadin Dragoon there. But nonetheless, I wish them the best of luck. Anyway, we cleared the lost city of Amdapor, no relation in essence to Amdapor Keep, because although they were both in the same territory in the South Shroud, they were not actually in the same location. But nonetheless, with that patch 2.2 dungeon completed, there is one more 2.2 dungeon that I have yet to clear. So why don't we go ahead and take care of it right now. The starting point to access it is here in Mordona, specifically here in the new home of the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, the Rising Stones. And it's here where we'll want to speak to Blozong and take on his challenge entitled Kurds and Slay. As Blozong eyes you from his corner, you get the impression that he has a dangerous task in mind. You're EDSS by the Onion, the very man I seek at Durstwhite's behest. How do I know the pot banger? Why, we trained together in the Culinarians Guild. He has a place in Costa del Sol now, the Flying Shark. Not the sharpest knife in the block, his Drist the Daft. Quite the tongue twister, but he's loyal. He's got a friend out there by the name of Whiskite, and he seems to be in need of your help. What say you go look him up, eh? Yeah, we've actually assisted Whiskite before. In fact, he was the man that made us do the myriad of tasks in and around Costa del Sol associated with the Company of Heroes that allowed us the ability to gain access to Titan. So, from there we make our way back to the resort known as Eastern Laodicea. Oh, whoa! Looks like I picked a bad day to come. It is raining buckets. Yeah, there's Durstwhites. Yeah, we've talked to him before. But it's Whiskite who we want to speak to on this rainy day in Costa del Sol. Oh, Whiskite, looks like I came at a bad time, kiddo. EDSS, I shall have to thank Durstwhite for he was as good as his word. He promised he'd find you. I'm lucky to have such friends. What can I say? In the Company of Heroes, you keep good company. And that's what I need your help with. I'm sure you'll remember Brayflox. In a bit of trouble she is. As the captain of the guards here, I can hardly go charging off to her rescue, yet I would forsake a friend. Never! And so I thought of you, Edie. Truly, your timing is fortuitous, and your fortitude unmatched. If there is any who can help our mutual gobby friend, it is you. Now, off you go then, to Brayflox's Longstop. So yes, we're going back to Brayflox's Longstop, but bit of a change in the action. Yeah, of course we want to get back to the other side of Western Laodicea, so we got to get there by going over to Wineport. So we'll make that quick jump over, and then we'll ride the Chocobo back over to where we found Brayflox's Longstop. So, we're going to be right down there. Blow the whistle, and be on our way. Turn around, make sure we're going the right way. Yeah, I know, in the rain it can be pretty easy to get your way all tangled up, all messed up. You lose your way very easily. Nonetheless, let's make our way south. And then we'll head westward in order to find our gobby friend Brayflox. So, yeah, Costa del Sol, but not on this day. It's anything but Costa del Sol. It's a far cry from it. So, getting through the big ugly dungeon there, or big ugly fate there. How's my armor doing? I think it can hold up well for where we're going. Yeah, especially with where we're going next, this is gonna get really hectic, because things can go by really quickly. Here's Brayflox Old Talks. Hey there, young lady, it's been a while.
Psh, gosh. Good day, Uplanders, here to give lantern to Gobby Flock of Brayflox. Uplander tongue flaps make for happy Gobby. Brayflox here catch enemy foot noise. Illuminati want Brayflox's secret. Dirty try they take it. Dirty taste they try and try. Sneaky sweet secret recipe. Brayflox can give to Gobby friend. Brayflox is cheese's most tasty fresh, and now Brayflox is a hunted Gobby. Brayflox is no cheesemaker. Brayflox free cheese recipe from Illuminati. Cheese's Gobby birthright. No Gobby die make Illuminati cheese lords, but now they want to make Brayflox big Gobby. Brayflox give Uplander blend hand in pastime, yes. Mighty Rockman fall with Gobby help, yes. Now time has come for Lenten to be Brayflox's Iron Fist. Whoosh.
And so with that, we have now accessed the hard mode of Brayflox's Longstop. And all I can say is, once we get in, don't blink or you're gonna miss a lot. So, let's go ahead and select it. Last of the 2.2 dungeons. Let's make our way there. Got the queue set up, so be back in a moment. And then we'll get ready for some speed demon hunting in Brayflox Longstop hard mode. Alright, we have made it to Brayflox Longstop hard mode. And unlike the original version, this place has turned into a war zone. Courtesy of that big ugly red machine that you just saw firing. And so we're gonna have to deal with the craziness of Brayflox Longstop hard mode. But, as we've seen in places like Hawk Manor Hard, this is the place that you are going to see a lot of high-speed action. Don't blink or you will miss something. So here we go. Pretty much the standard strategy of a tank is to grab every single monster they see with some sort of drop move that attracts the attention. And this is primarily done to avoid the various cannon fire. You saw that big red machine that was firing at the start of the intro of the video. Well, let me assure you that you will see a lot of it here. You will see a lot of this going on. In fact, I'm surprised that this particular tank is not going so far as to pull every single enemy they see. To be quite honest, I'm actually surprised by their, what would be considered by this place's standards as a conservative and timid approach. You will typically see guys and girls, tanks come in here, and they will just run through and they will draw every single thing that they see and not look back, expecting and hoping that their healer and their DPS will have their back to the utmost and that they will not be killed off. The fact that we pulled, yeah, well, it may look like, well, the number that we did pull may have seemed like a lot, but on Brayflox Longstop hard mode, it's nothing. It's like a little tiny pull by this place's standards. And as we're counting the last few, we're proceeding to go right to the next section. So off we go. And you see the red machine there? It's opening fire on us, so we've got to keep our wits about us and make sure that we're standing in the right spots. Yeah, so the machine will not shoot on us while we're in the forest. We can take consolation in that. But just be ready to fight everything that you see, no exceptions. Okay, here we go. Let's start taking out everything as best as you can. Make sure that you cause as much damage as possible, because if you don't make effective use of your status-inflicting abilities, you will get called on it. First time I ever came here, I got called on not using my status-inflicting abilities with my first avatar because I didn't know how to use them effectively. Because you get so used to performing your challenges by yourself, you're not accustomed to doing things as part of a party. So you usually end up, if you're someone in my position, not knowing what you're supposed to do. And if you don't, that can cause you a lot of headache in this place more than any other. Alright, that's gone. And as you can see, we're just over 3 minutes in, and we're already at the first mini-boss. It does not take long to get here. In fact, if our tank was more aggressive, we probably would have made it here in about 2.5. And that's just how fast this place goes. As you can see, we now have ads on the field, and we also have AoE that goes in a cross formation. Obviously, you don't want to stand where the various bombs intersect, because the Illuminati snipers, they are using bombs here. Well, make a point to stay away from their bombs as much as you can. And they'll show up even when they're not out on the field. Yeah, this isn't too hard of a first boss fight. Just make sure that you're staying out of the way of the bombs being thrown. Whether it be by the boss itself or by any new enemies that come in. And as you can see, we've already gone through this so fast, we barely have put the limit break meter up to half full. That's how fast we're going. Yeah, you would think it would be based on damage, but no, more often than not, it's based on time. Oh. Yeah, looks like I get these by default because they're specifically for my warrior class. But now we're already going to see it where the tank is going to draw every single enemy they see. This is in order to free some goblins that are in distress. And I've been targeted. But as you can see, we're going to have the tank target everything and then pin them all in this gap right here. They're pretty much going to allow themselves to be pinned in this corner, and then it's up to us to save the tank's life, essentially. And it looks like my name needs to be saved a bit, because, yeah, I definitely took a hit there. I may need to deal with this Eo Raptor first. Not to be confused with the YouTube gamer Ego Raptor, whose videos I've never seen, but who people talk a lot about. But he's one of those guys that has a really high subscriber count. And that's not my style. My preference is not to give a lot of attention to guys with a really high sub count, because they already have all the attention in the world. It's not like me adding myself to what they're doing is going to change much. And I honestly don't... Oh, we lost. Tank died. I guess this tank did pull bait off more than he could chew. Well, there you just saw witnessing, right there, one of the inherent dangers of doing this place. If the tank is really feeling confident, they thoroughly expect to the utmost that the healer and the 2 DPS will have their back the entire length of the way. And the moment you fail, well, depending on what group you get, they can get really vocal and they will let you have it. You wipe even once, if everyone collectively dies even once, it's something that could cause a lot of profanity to be shouted out on the chat, and it could be making you regret that you came here. Thankfully for us, we did defeat some enemies, so it won't be as bad this time around. In fact, it seems like the tank has decided that he's actually going to slow it down. Yeah, probably a good idea. Normally I wouldn't endorse that, but sometimes you just have to have a little bit of common sense in your head. You can't always come into this place as a daredevil. You have to be willing to ease off the gas somewhat. You can't always have the pedal to the metal. Alright, back over. Are they gonna go over to the corner? Yeah, of course they are. And so, time to finish off what we did not kill before. Now hopefully we'll have it this time because we did eliminate the Eo Raptors, which means we should have a much easier time of this. Yeah, and as you can see, only now has the limit break been maxed out. I've never really understood. Sometimes the limit break bar will be based on time, it'll be based on damage. or to be based on how many enemies you destroy. I've never really understood the formula for what causes the limit break to go up faster or slower, because if you remember my video of me doing the Ifrit's Primal Battle on hard mode, the limit break meter just skyrocketed every time you destroyed an ad. So now we have to wait, which is something you don't typically do here. We have to actually wait on Brayflox Ultox. Here she comes. Yeah, because she's gonna blast us a secret passage to bust the second mini-boss. Yeah. Now, I would say that because of the fact that we all got killed, that it took us a lot longer to get here, which I know you're thinking, like, 9 minutes to get to the second mini-boss? That's pretty good. Not in this place, it's not. Not even remotely close. In fact, if you're not here in about 5 or 6 minutes, then you have a bad team. Alright, here we go. Starting to destroy the Vanguard 3. Now, I'm going to make it a point to intentionally not use the limit break, because that's best used on the final boss. And I'm gonna show you more than likely the cuts, hopefully I can, the cutscene for what happens when you get to the boss after I have finished recording this, because quite frankly, because this is a Speed Demon's Haven, they will likely not allow me to see the last scene. So that's something, yeah, if you remember me talking about it when I went to Castle Meridianum and Praetorium in Year 1, the 2 final dungeons of the game, or hear about me rant about it in my YouTube video that I did last year that expressed my concern about that problem, then you'll understand why these people won't do what they do and why they're so insistent on getting to the end as fast as they possibly can. Alright, off to the third part. And it looks like the tank is already... wait for Stone Skin? I'm thinking that the summoner has also not been here before. Because they're clearly not aware of the tactics used in this place. If you're not aware of the tactics of how this place works, then you're in the wrong dungeon. Come on, target the guy. He's right there, please. Thank you. I don't want to be outed as a slowpoke. Not in this place of all of them. Alright, continuing to hack away. Alright. Marksman drops a key. Let's go ahead and use it. Yeah, because you can't do any tremendous pulls because of the fact that the enemies prevent you from getting further because they have the key that allows you to advance. Alright. Off to the last section. Last section before the boss. So, not surprisingly, the tank will pin themselves in the corner. It's up to you to keep them alive. Like, yeah, if you are not an expert at doing the work of a tank, then you will definitely get outed very easily here, because everyone, even if this is your first time ever coming here, and you're playing as a tank role, a paladin or a warrior, everyone will expect you to pull every single enemy that you see, pin yourself in a corner, and expect that the team will keep you safe. That's just how it works around here. And I will go back and say this again. This is what we considered a conservative run. We're not seeing as many enemies pulled here as I usually pull. So the fact that we're seeing something that's a little slower is probably fine by me, because at least you get to an understanding of what we're dealing with. But here we go. We're about to arrive at the last boss. Stop Clock's Grizzly Fist. And he's gonna provide us with a little something extra. Let's see if I'm allowed.
Illuminati will not have cheese!
Yeah, looks like we have a duel between goblins. Oh! Shot down by the big ugly red machine that we saw at the start of this journey. Yeah, now Stop Clock's Grizzly Fist has gone inside the machine, and he's not going to be afraid to use it. So here we go. I'm actually shocked we were allowed to have that scene on screen without me having to show it before it's in post-production. But anyway, here we go. Against the God Machine G6. All I can say is bring out everything, but save your limit breaks. Save your limit breaks, because they're going to be very important as we go along. Now, once new enemies come onto the field, you cannot damage the God Machine 6. It's just going to drive around and you cannot touch it. You then have to get rid of the new enemies that come out and then get into the middle of the field of battle to wait for the machine's next cheat tactic, which is going to be, in a moment, dropping a whole bunch of bombs on us. This is where you have to use the group attacks that you've been accumulating. At the very least to get yourself some space. Because you can't destroy these bombs, you can only knock them to the outer perimeter. And then they will detonate on their own. But of course, if you don't just get them out of the way too quickly enough, then you will definitely take damage and perhaps the whole party will die. So definitely keep your wits about you on this one. This fight will go by quickly, just like pretty much every other part of this place. Alright, here we go, fighting more evil bad guys. Yes, as you can see, that one ad is already dead, now the other one's dead in a hurry. So now we're just waiting on the next wave of bombs. And go! Make sure you use your group attacks. Oh, hey, come on! Knock on the perimeter! Thank you. Yeah, why didn't it recognize that my first attempt at that? Yeah, you have plenty of time to clear them all away. Just make sure you actually do it. Well, because if you don't, you get outed as a goat. Now this one is going to be close. Either he escapes again, or else I'll get the limit break off in time. I'm going to try and use it now because I think I have enough time. Yes, I do! If he escapes again, then what will happen is that you'll basically have to repeat the same process you had before, but there will be a new twist added on top of that. So, all the goblins go boom. So what will happen in the third round is that after you clear all the little bombs to the perimeter, what will then happen is that a huge bomb will come onto the field. It will then be up to you to destroy that bomb. That is the only bomb you can destroy in this fight. But what will make it really tough is that the God Machine G6 will then start running through your party members. So you have to hope that you're fortunate enough to have a party member that can get their limit break off without getting run over by the God Machine G6. So as in less than 20 minutes, we have successfully cleared Brayflox's Longstop. And we'll go ahead and claim another pure... Oh, I already have that one. Darn! So I can't have it. That means that he gets it. But I do get the Void Scent Blood. So, Brayflox Altox has kept the chief's secret safe from the Illuminati. And so that means that Father McPatrick will have to go and find some other type of pursuits. But the Brayflox Longstop is no longer a war zone, and we can go ahead and call it a day here. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will start taking on our first series of side dungeons for patch 2.3. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew with Navarro Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.